Well, Priyanshu, it's so great to see you after so long. I think it's been what,
Uh,
5 years?
yeah, more than that, I would say. Yeah, I would say 7 years. 7 years.
7 years.
So, yeah, I know. Just time just flies, right? Can't
My
imagine.
goodness, 7 years. I have trouble
Yeah,
imagining that.
exactly.
Um,
Yes, so much has changed since then. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, I've been coping with COVID-19, which is kind of funny. So I started this project in December as a cure to working at home, because I'd go all week without seeing anybody but family, and I wanted to do all these interviews in person. But since March, I'm you know what to do.
Yeah, I know it has been it's just surreal. It's just so much has happened and changed in the last 7, 8 months for me too. Like just yeah, I got my family just expanded. I have a 2 months daughter now. We're first time parents, so within COVID, all of that happened was just life changing for us.
You said
So much has
2 months.
yeah, 2 months old.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I remember not getting enough sleep for the first 2 years of my children.
No, we're not getting sleep for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Adds to the
wow, two
cleanliness
months
for sure.
A boy or a girl?
It's actually a girl. Yeah, 2 months old girl. Yeah.
Oh, what's her name?
Arya Raj.
Arya. Arya
Yeah, yeah,
Raj. That well,
yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you. And how are your kids doing? They're good, right? Both of them.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're both at home now. My oldest one is his last year of Carnegie Mellon University, and he's doing it from the house. And my youngest one, he's in his last year of high school. I was afraid at one point in time that their graduation dates would be on the same day in different cities, but now it'll
Yeah,
just be two Zoom calls, and I could have them, on the same screen. Worst case.
that's funny. Yeah, well, good, good. Everyone's healthy. That's great news, Nathan.
Oh, and my wife and my younger son are getting a experimental COVID vaccine on Wednesday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for doing that. That's perfect.
Well, it could also just be saline. They don't tell you. So uh, somebody
Yeah.
said instead of randomized controlled trials, considering it's October, they should call it trick or treat.
It only helps. Still, it helps. Yeah. Moves it forward, right?
It does. It does. Wow. Where are you located these days?
I'm actually North New Jersey, like 25 minutes from the city, New York City.
Okay.
Has been a ground zero here, but
Is it
yeah, it's
like
not that far.
Edison or
No,
Newark?
this is a place called Rutherford. Edison
Brother.
is another, I would say, 30 minutes south from here.
Okay.
I live in a called Rutherford. Rutherford, East Rutherford is the
Wow. That's uh that's interesting. Yeah, I can't imagine having a newborn under these conditions. I mean, you got like the health checkups, and I mean, it's like almost every few weeks,
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
every month.
Every
Every
month.
month actually, yeah. Every month.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So tell me about this whole thing that you started. Now, sounds very interesting, right?
yeah. So NASA is planning to send people back to the moon in 2024. The last time we had people on the moon was 1972. So it's been, you know, uh, like nearly 58. Well, I mean, it's like 48 years from now, but it'd be 52 from the time that we actually land them back. And um, there was a guy at NASA who was responsible for making it happen. And he had a little pen pen that he would count down the days to the end of 2024 and highlight like a NASA person. And so that kind of triggered the idea of maybe interviewing people at the coffee shop, at the mall, on the streets. I went to the UK in February, and I interviewed people all along the way. It was kind of neat. And I go up to people and say, "Hey, I'm working on this project. Can I talk to you?" So oh, once you get past the what you're trying to sell me and how are you, what's the scam, then they're okay with it, I think.
Sounds very interesting. Yeah.
But did you know that we were planning to send people back to the moon?
No, I didn't know. I might have read it somewhere about that we are trying to do that. Didn't know that we're trying to do that in 2024, right? We are like 4 years away,
Hmm.
almost 4 years away, right? That's interesting. That's exciting, actually.
Yeah, it was a policy that was announced in February of 2019. And, out of most of the people that I talked to about it, they didn't know about it because, I mean, we got lots of other stuff going on. And yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but what do you think about it?
Um, it is, yeah, it makes me certainly happy that the whole NASA program, right? I believe they have now with partnership with Elon Musk, right, trying to do some good stuff, right, with the SpaceX. I know there were some issues in the past. I believe they had a successful launch, maybe earlier this year, was it, right?
Yeah, they
Uh,
launched two astronauts to the International Space Station at the beginning of June.
yeah, and is the 2024 one in partnership with SpaceX, or is this is all NASA only?
Well, it's actually very complex. They are building a big rocket called the Space Launch System, SLS.
Yeah.
Boeing's the big contractor for that, and
Okay.
a capsule to carry the astronauts to around the moon, but it can't actually get them down to the moon surface. So they actually
Uh-huh.
have three companies competing for that. A team called the National Team, led by Blue Origin, which is Jeff Bezos's company, and then a team led by Dynetics, which is another aerospace firm. And
Yeah.
then the third one is SpaceX, to actually create a vehicle that this capsule can dock with around the moon and
Yeah.
take the astronauts to the surface and back up. So
Oh wow. So they're actually gonna be landing on the moon, right?
in
It's not
2024, they'll be landing on the moon. In 2023, they'll be just going around the moon.
going on the moon. Okay. Yeah, sounds very exciting, right? So my I know to move the needle forward, NASA is trying to do much bigger things. I would say like with the exploration, Mars and other stuff. But this whole moon thing, I'm sure is going to be a stepping stone for something much bigger, right? So I don't know a lot, but it really excites me that they're trying to do this, and I'm sure they it will help them in really moving their program forward with the maybe longer, more riskier explorations, right, in the space. So sounds very interesting. I would wish them all the best, and I'm sure the partnership that you just called out is extremely valuable, and it'll help it make a success for sure.
Yeah, NASA's been really pushing the commercialization thing a lot more.
Yeah.
So, in addition to landing people, they want to land a whole bunch of scientific experiments and what have you. And they used to like create the rocket, create the lander, do the whole thing
Yep.
themselves. But they started taking this approach of like, they'll create the scientific instruments and they'll get these companies to bid on delivering them.
Uh-huh.
And these companies can do whatever they want to of spare capacity. So one of them next year, called Astrobotic, is doing this thing with DHL where you can send something to the moon. So I've paid to send
Wow.
a micro SD card sized thing to the moon next year. And I'm planning to put this interview on that card. So the future humans can discover this interview on the moon and
Oh,
see
that's
what
awesome.
life was like now. So no pressure.
No pressure, right? No pressure. That's awesome. That's really great. That's perfect. Yeah, and I'm actually to answer your question of how I think about this, how I feel about it, right? So I'm just longing for the day when the space exploration becomes so cheaper that someone like myself is on a spacecraft going into Mars, or even my grandsons, for example, or granddaughters, for example, right? So that really excites me. I don't know how far we are or how close we are to that, but I'm hearing a lot of good stuff from SpaceX, and with this launch coming up, I'm hoping we are moving towards that, towards that vision.
Yeah, it'd be a completely different future. Well, I
Yeah.
normally ask people if it was safe and affordable, if they have an interest in going into space, but you just answered that for me.
Exactly, exactly. If it's affordable, why not? I'll be next in line for sure.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you wanted to share or say on the subject?
No, no, this is great. I just wanna maybe learn about maybe where they publish more frequent updates about the program. If you can share that over chat or something, that'll be awesome.
Oh, yes, I could share probably way more than you want. I tell you what, I could add you to my mailing list, and I was planning to send out like an update like once a month or so, which might be the right frequency.
Yeah, that's absolutely. I love it. Love to hear about. Love to see the updates and figure out what they're trying to do, and if I could be of any help in any way possible, yeah, why not?
Well, you know, there's a reality TV show that's in the works that is a worldwide contest to try to find somebody to send to the International Space Station for 10 days.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I um, I know a
Sign me
few.
up.
Awesome. I know a few people involved in it, so I think it seems promising. So I'm really excited to see what that might be like. It's really funny. You talk to
My wife
people.
would like that.
Oh,
10
say
days
again.
away from my wife would like that, right? 10 days away from me, I'm in the space. She'd love it.
You're like, my head's not in the clouds; it's above the clouds.
Exactly. That's funny.
Yeah.
Great, Nathan. Thanks for setting this up.
Well, awesome. I'll go ahead and stop the recording then.
Yeah.